Hello, and welcome to Ice is Slippery, an unserious podcast about hockey brought to you by 1.5 hockey fans. My name is Kate, and I'm the hockey fan.
And my name is Fred. I'm half a hockey fan.
Hi, Fred. How you doing today?
I'm great. How you doing?
Good. Sorry about our late start.
Well,
the ADHD happened. And
yeah. Well, I mean, you're like me with estimating like work projects.
Yeah, I'm like, surely this will only take another half an hour. And then 3 hours later, I'm like, oh shit, I'm still not done. Oops. But that's fine. You know, it's just part of the process of being a creative genius.
Yeah.
And that's what that is.
Yep. And you don't have to make up excuses to project managers.
That's true. Yeah. As far as project managers go, you're really laid back.
Yeah. I'm just like, whatever. I can't start without you. So
you didn't say shit when I fell asleep on the couch Friday for 5 hours.
Nope. I didn't care.
You're like, oh, not my circus, not my monkeys.
Exactly.
Yeah, I've been feeling my age a lot lately. I think I'm still feeling that margarita I had yesterday. Like, I don't think I'm a midday tequila girl anymore.
No, I don't. I've never been a midday tequila girl.
That is actually a good point. So that's true. All right. Well, there is a lot of hockey to get into. So let's just go ahead and get right into it. How does that sound?
Might as well.
All right. Well, last week we announced some of the finalists for the NHL awards, and since then, some more have been released. The Bill Masterton Memorial Trophy announcements came out. So that one is awarded annually to the NHL player who best exemplifies the qualities of perseverance, sportsmanship, and dedication to ice hockey. So the nominees are Rasmus Dahlin, Gabriel Landeskog, and Jonathan Toews. So
okay.
Basically people who have like gone through some shit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's the ones who have like had to persevere. And
sure. Okay. Okay. So tell me the list again then, now that I know this.
Yes. All right. So Rasmus Dahlin.
Okay.
So Buffalo,
yeah.
You know, his fiance had the heart transplant.
Yeah.
It was a lot.
Yeah, for sure.
Gabe Landeskog.
Okay. Noted. Yeah. He had a testicle explode.
I mean, prior to that, like had a crazy surgery that nobody's ever come back to hockey from, and did it and like rehabbed for 2 years.
Yep, for sure.
And then Jonathan Toews with like the long COVID and the going to India and the Ayurvedic cleansing and the sort of hippy dippy things. So I don't know.
So I'm gonna have to give it to Dahlin, obviously.
Yeah, I feel like Dahlin probably, especially if it's like you're thinking of it as an annual award.
Right, exactly. Like Landeskog has been
he's been doing this for like 3 years now.
Absolutely.
Like, this has been going on.
He's had plenty of recognition at this point.
Yeah, but I won't be mad if Landeskog gets it, but I feel like Dahlin's been pretty fucking resilient and shit this year.
Yeah. And then Jonathan Toews, right? Like you got a bunch of enemas, cool.
I know, like listen, that's just not award worthy to me. Right? Like that's just like a corner of Instagram.
Yeah, like congratulations, but that's all you're getting.
I'm glad about your colon, but like sorry, like that's not that interesting. All right, the next one we have is the Calder Memorial Trophy, and that one is awarded annually to the top rookie of the year as voted on by the Professional Hockey Writers Association. Past recipients include Lane Hudson, Connor Bedard, Matty Beniers, which that was Wyatt's rookie year, which is fucking crazy.
Yeah, that didn't go over well.
No, not in this house. There's Kaprizov, Makar, McKinnon, Landeskog, like these are the people.
All right. So like fairly well-known names.
It's prestigious for sure. So this year's nominees are Ivan Demidov, Matthew Schaefer, and Beckett Seneca.
Schaefer.
Yeah. I mean, I could sit here and analyze all of the stats, but just like going off of what I see, I think Matthew Schaefer is so special. Like,
yeah, I don't think Demidov is fully ramped up or something.
Yeah. He's not quite cooked yet. He's got like he's a little under.
You got to take him out to rest a little bit.
Exactly. Yeah. And Beckett Seneca is very entertaining.
No, I like him too. Yeah.
He's great. He's fun to watch, but like
no, he's not. Schaefer like did some shit this year.
Schaefer to me is kind of like the defenseman equivalent of like a Wyatt Johnston, except he's like already like further along on the trajectory than Wyatt was when he started.
Okay.
Like where he's just like a nice kid and like he's goofy and then he can do like super cool stuff, but he's like so like low key and humble about it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just really like him.
No, he's great. No, all three of those kids are great.
They're all great. Anyone is a worthy winner, but I just think Matthew Schaefer has that it factor for sure.
Yeah.
Next is the Selke Trophy, which is awarded annually to the NHL forward who demonstrates the most skill in the defensive component of the game. And the nominees for that are Anthony Cirelli, Brock Nelson, and Nick Suzuki. And I really don't know anyone's name here well enough to render a verdict.
I'm going to go Nick Suzuki because I like him the best out of that crew.
I was going to say I've heard that Nick Suzuki is responsible defensively, and I've also heard that Brock Nelson is always solid. Cirelli is in Tampa, so that's like a big,
he's a guy.
Vortex to me.
He plays hockey. We know that.
Yeah, I just don't have any strong opinions. So then there's the Norris, which is awarded annually to the NHL's top defense player who demonstrates throughout the season the greatest all-around ability in the position. And so I've kind of heard people advocate for having a separate award for defensive defensemen. And I kind of like that. I think leave this award for the more sort of well-rounded one who have the offense as part of their game, and then do a separate one for defensive defensemen.
You just want to see your boys get awards.
I was going to say, let's call it the Essa Lindell Award. And don't wait until he retires or something. Just name it that now, and then just give it to him every year until he retires, because he's the best. Anyway, so the nominees for this one are Rasmus Dahlin, Cale Makar, Zach Werenski. And again, I don't know much about numbers. So going purely off vibes, I'm going to say Dahlin because he has pissed off a lot of people this season. And I feel like that must mean he's doing something right.
Right. Yeah. And what are you going to, I'm sure Cale Makar wins that every year.
Oh, God. Yeah. I mean, he's been nominated, I think, every year except for one since he's been in the league. I mean, he's nominated a lot.
Yep.
And Werenski, his team didn't make the playoffs this year. So he could have been great.
He could have done a better job, obviously.
I mean, yeah. What are you even doing? Then there's the Hart Memorial Trophy, which is the annual award for the most valuable player to their team. And, that's pretty self-explanatory. Mm-hmm. So the nominees for that one are Kucherov, McKinnon, and McDavid. And you know what? Who knows?
Who knows?
Who cares? It's like asking me what brand of off-brand almond butter I want on my toast. I could not be less interested.
Yeah. Just do the great value. It's pretty okay.
All right. Good to know. I honestly think we could or should have seen Macklin Celebrini in here. He's nominated for the Ted Lindsay, which is the most outstanding player in the NHL, which is awesome. But the impact that he has on the Sharks is really undeniable.
Yeah.
He had 45 goals and 70 assists for a total of 115 points this season. Mm-hmm. He factored into 46.2% of the team's total goals this year.
Seems noteworthy.
Yeah.
And McDavid, sure, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, he's always his whole team. Right. That's just what he does. He's hockey Sisyphus. Right. That's just, it's not new.
No, and I know Kucherov's great, and everybody who's a really good hockey player is I like to watch Kucherov play because he's so good.
Especially in the regular season, because I guess in the playoffs he sucks.
Yeah, but I don't know. He's kind of a whiny baby, isn't he?
Yes. And then McKinnon.
No, this is, I don't even care who wins.
I know. I really don't. But I think Celebrini would have been good in this category. And I think it would have made a lot more sense than some of these other ones.
I agree.
All right. So other news from around the NHL. Playoff ratings are up big time this year, with first round ratings rising almost 70% compared to last year. Records for viewership are breaking sort of with every subsequent game. Gary Bettman gave credit to Four Nations Face-Off, the Olympics, and heated rivalry for raising interest.
Oh.
So,
well, look at him.
I mean, yeah.
I thought it was just the economy. People are stuck at home because they can't go out because it's too expensive out there.
I mean, you still have to pay for 9,000 streaming services to get whatever, to get the games on. No, I mean, I think that they do kind of have to acknowledge that is part of it. It totally is. And yeah, I don't know. Maybe everybody's hoping to see some making out at the end of the season. So,
well, you never know.
You never know.
If it's going to happen, this would be a great year.
This would be a great year for it, for sure. The Toronto Maple Leafs have hired a new GM, John Chayka. The hiring was met with reactions ranging from confusion to derision to downright hostility, I would say.
I don't think I didn't see anybody on the internet that was like,
this is good.
This is a good idea.
No, I did not see that. Chayka has a history of dubious ethical behavior. Under his management, the Coyotes hosted illegal private physical testing for draft prospects in what was essentially an unsanctioned combine. And they ended up forfeiting a second-round draft pick in 2020 and a first-round pick in 2021, which did not help an already struggling team. Jacob was also suspended by the NHL for conduct detrimental to the league after he breached his contract with the Yotes to pursue other job opportunities and essentially bailed on the team right before they went on a playoff run in 2020, which was their last playoff run before the organization suspended operations 4 years later.
Yep, right.
He very unceremoniously jettisoned Shane Doan, a franchise cornerstone in Arizona, near the end of his career. Doan currently works for the Maple Leafs and is not expected to stick around because they don't exactly have a cordial collegiate relationship.
That's so funny. I didn't know he worked there. I thought he was... I know when his kid got like drafted right to the...
His kid got drafted to Utah, but is now with Buffalo. So I think people are hoping maybe he'll come to Buffalo. He's also rumored to be in the mix for the Vancouver GM position.
All right.
So that could be good. People really like him in general.
Right. Doesn't he have like statues and shit of him? And like, he's a big deal.
He's a big deal. Also, at least one high-profile candidate for an advisory role with the Maple Leafs is reported to have turned it down specifically because they did not want to work with Jacob.
Wow.
Words used to describe him over the past week have included con artist, salesman, and liar. Steve Simmons, who is an obnoxious reporter, to put it in context, like he's the one who wrote the dubious Phil Kessel hot dog story about Phil Kessel going to the same hot dog cart every day. And then people were like, but that's not even where the hot dog cart is. And he was like, never mind. And then Phil Kessel ate hot dogs out of a Stanley Cup from a different city after he transferred to troll him. So it was great. So it did end up being a good meme. But anyway, Steve Simmons asked MLSE president Keith Pelley right in front of Chayka how he could say he did his due diligence when Simmons called like 20 different NHL insiders and 19 of them called him a sham.
He didn't call you.
No, he did not. I mean, I'm not really an insider.
Well, you know,
I know stuff, but I'm not like I'm an outsider who's just super.
You would have had the same opinion, though.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I would have consulted my tarot cards. So I don't know. The whole thing's giving, like, do you remember the Simpsons episode with like the monorail?
Sure. Let's say I do.
Okay. Well, I mean, that was actually just like based on the Music Man, but it's just like the guy who comes to town to sell stuff and like it's just a whole sham operation. Only it's not like funny or charming when it's this guy. It's just stupid.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I don't know about that team and what they got going on. It's going to be an interesting forward future thing.
It will. And we'll be talking about them a little bit more later. But right now, I kind of wanted to talk about some other hiring shenanigans that were going on. So it was reported that Pierre Dorion was being strongly considered to fill the vacant GM position in Vancouver. And a lot of fans have very strong negative feelings about Dorion for a variety of reasons. A big one is the whole Dadonov trade kerfuffle.
Okay.
We've talked about this before. It's where Dadonov used to play on the Senators, got traded to Vegas. They didn't tell Vegas that he had a no-trade clause. The whole thing ended up costing the Sens a first-round draft pick, although they eventually renegotiated to get it back, but they have to choose 32nd this year and pay a fine.
Right.
But anyway, Dorion lost his job over it, basically. He also has a tendency to trade away good players and get like terrible returns on them, apparently. Like, I guess he just gave away Mika Zibanejad for like a bag of beans, basically.
I mean, yeah, some of these guys do seem to do that.
Yeah. And then he's also just kind of known for being like a spineless yes man. Like the old Senators owner was just really like, do this. And he was like, okay, even if it was a terrible idea.
Okay.
So
sure.
Anyway, when word got out he was being considered, season ticket holders reached out to the organization and expressed their opposition. And I think there was like a big Twitter campaign too. The uproar was so instant and so loud that a reporter who's a known mouthpiece for Vancouver's ownership has said, don't worry, guys, Dorion's off the table. Like, he's the guy that like everybody knows that like when Vancouver's owner wants like stuff to be out, like that's the guy who says it. So
even he was like, fuck that guy.
Not even like, fuck that guy. He was like, oh, hey, I got a scoop for you. And like everyone knows where his scoops come from.
Oh, okay.
And it's the owner. And
I get it.
Yeah. Everyone's like, oh, okay. So basically the campaign worked and we don't have to worry about him.
Well, I'm sure everything will be fine in Vancouver now.
I mean, well, you would think because the NHL draft lottery took place this week and Vancouver was in a great position to get the first pick. So the draft lottery is where like the 16 teams who didn't make the playoff kind of, pick to find out where they'll be doing the draft. So this year's draft class has a pretty clear front runner in Gavin McKenna. He's a left wing currently playing for Penn State. And he's like the closest thing there is to a consensus number one pick. Like there are a few naysayers who like still don't think he's number one.
Sure.
But he's the closest. Under him, most people have Ivar Stenberg, who's a winger from the Swedish Hockey League. And then there's a couple of buzzy defensemen. There's Chase Reed, who's a right-handed defenseman committed to Michigan State for next year, and Keaton Verhoff, who is also a right-handed defenseman, who's already 6'4" and 212 pounds at 17.
He's already 6'4"?
Yeah.
How big's he going to be when he's done growing?
I don't know, but probably big. You know, defensemen take a while to develop, so they can't all be Matthew Schaefer, but like two very promising right-handed defensemen, I think, are probably
yeah, I mean, that's high. Pretty, yeah.
Yeah. So the Toronto Maple Leafs finished the season with the 5th worst record in the league, but they managed to jump to the number 1 spot in the draft lottery. So sorry about your luck, Gavin McKenna.
Yeah, that's certainly, you know, an interesting turn of events when it comes to statistics and all that fun stuff, odds and whatnot.
I mean, after everyone was done freaking out and pulling out their hair, they immediately began speculating how Toronto was going to fuck this up.
Right.
Like, they're going to go way off grid and pick somebody else entirely. And they're going to be like, no, we ran the stats.
Did they do it behind closed doors this year, hopefully? Or like, was it
it was like televised.
Year? It was?
Yeah.
Like,
I think the ping pong balls were there and everything. I didn't watch it. I took a bath instead.
Gary Bettman Mega Millions event?
Yes, exactly.
God.
No, it was so fucking boring last year, and I didn't know what was going on, so I just skipped it this year. Like,
no, I encourage.
No, thank you to math.
I encourage them to do it behind closed doors again. Although, if they had done it behind closed doors and Toronto got it, people would have put their tin hats right back on.
I mean, people already have them on. Like, somebody made a post. He's like, "Do you really think that like Ernst and Young is going to gamble their reputation to fix the lottery?" And we're like, when Toronto and Gary Bettman are involved, all bets are off.
All Bettmans are off.
All Bettmans are off. Anyway, second place in the draft lottery is San Jose. And you know what? Good for them.
Yeah.
Like, they were 9th worst in the league, but they still managed to really almost make playoffs just because of the way that everything's structured. And then still get the 2nd overall pick. So this is probably going to be their last good draft pick for a while, because I do think that they become contenders starting next year probably. So good for them to like go out on a high note and get another fancy baby for their fancy baby collection.
Yeah.
And yeah,
catch them all.
Got to catch them all. That's great. No, so I think that that's wonderful. And then the poor beleaguered Canucks are in 3rd place, which is just salt in the wound that they were far and away the worst team in the league this season. And then they don't even get to pick first. Oh, and then Chicago gets to pick 4th, because remember Connor Bedard? He's still there and he's still sad.
Yeah.
So I think he's going a little feral. Like, we've got to get him some more friends.
He does. He needs, who is it? Nazar can't be his only friend.
Right, exactly. We got to get him some more buddies. The NHL draft will take place June 26th and June 27th in Buffalo. And I just remembered that last year's draft, like, they had the celebrities announcing picks in the first round, and they had the Goo Goo Dolls.
I was going to say the Goo Goo Dolls were there.
And it was this giant 17-year-old defenseman from like Czechia who had clearly never heard of the Goo Goo Dolls.
Right.
And that was like such a meme coming out, because it's like, oh God, the poor kid has to go to Buffalo and like he had to pretend to know who the Goo Goo Dolls were. But like, what a turnaround Buffalo has had since then.
Yeah, no, all the jokes, huh?
Yeah, no, I mean, what a massive turnaround since then. Like,
yep.
That kid got lucky. Things
for
are
sure.
turning around. Speaking of drafts, the PWHL draft will be taking place next month on June 17th. And there has been plenty of PWHL news going on as well. Last week, Illich Sports, who owns the Red Wings, and the city of Detroit announced an upcoming press conference.
Wait, they own the city of Detroit?
No. The city of Detroit and Illich Sports.
Oh, okay.
I mean, they kind of own the city of Detroit, but like...
It's like an he just shoots and leaves.
Yeah, no, it definitely was. Anyway, the city of Detroit and Illich Sports, who owns the Red Wings, announced an upcoming press conference. And everyone's like, gee, I wonder what it could be. I bet it's a PWHL team. And on Wednesday, we found out it is, in fact, a PWHL team.
Yep.
So it's been pretty known that the PWHL is going to be expanding this year. The rumor is it's going to be 4 teams, and it'll either be 4 new teams this year or like 2 this year and 2 next year.
Okay.
And then after that, no more teams for a while. So they're kind of doing this big expansion because there's like a lot of players in like the women's European leagues who want to come over.
Mm-hmm.
And they also want to kind of like spread out the goaltending talent a little bit because
They definitely are stacked up, right? Like Vancouver has 3.
Yeah, they have super stacked goaltending, and like the goaltenders are so good that there's like not a lot of goals scored. So if you could maybe get some like bad goaltending in there, maybe the game's gonna be a little more exciting. IDK.
Make the nets bigger.
Yeah, who knows? So the color palette will be black and silver as a nod to Detroit's industrial roots. And then there are secondary touches of white and red, for the Red Wings colors. And they're just going to be known as the city name at first, and the branding will happen later on. Maybe a future game, we do our own branding for Detroit and see if we can come up with anything good.
Yeah.
Can't be anything worse than what they will ultimately come up with.
Oh, themselves. No, it's going to be bad, isn't it?
It's going to be the worst.
They're going to run that shit through AI and pick something.
Oh, Jesus.
They'll be like, don't worry, we'll get ChatGPT to figure it out.
I know.
And do the graphic design.
Oh, boy. It's going to be terrible. I do need to tell my dad that Detroit's getting a PWHL team, because if I want to get him into women's hockey, I feel like this is the way.
This is the way? All
yeah.
Right. Well,
grew up watching the Tigers with him. He'll watch a Detroit sports team.
All right. Well, I'll make a note of this.
In fact, the draft on the 17th is taking place in Detroit. So
very cool.
And the team is going to play their games at Little Caesars Arena, where the Red Wings play.
Yeah. Pizza.
Yeah. Well, the Illiches also own Little Caesars. So yeah. And the arena and everything. They kind of do own the city of Detroit.
Okay.
Really. That's kind of a thing.
Fair enough.
It was reported that within 24 hours of the announcement, over 4,000 season ticket deposits had been put down, which is fucking awesome.
Yeah, that's like I don't know, that 20,000 seat arena. So that's a huge chunk.
It's a big chunk. It's great. There have been rumors about the other 3 teams that are going to be added. The latest rumors have teams going to San Jose, Las Vegas, and Hamilton, Ontario. I think that sounds sus. None of it's very verified. So I'm just waiting until actual announcements come out at this point.
All right. Hamilton would be kind of cool, I think.
Yeah, but I want a Denver team. So I'm just...
Oh, yeah, but Denver.
I'm saying la 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 until it really happens.
Yeah, Denver would be great.
I'm in denial.
Yeah.
Give me Denver, give me death.
Right.
And something to remember, while the NHL playoffs are going on, the PWHL playoffs are also going on, and they are currently in the semifinal round. So one of the series ongoing is the Boston Fleet against the Ottawa Charge. And in PWHL, they do a best of 5 series instead of a best of 7. And Ottawa is currently leading that series 2-1. They're playing game 4, I think, right now, actually, as we record. So Ottawa could take the series outright with a win today, but a Boston victory would take the series to game 5. And then the other series going on is, and this is the one I've watched more of, it's the Montreal Victoire versus the Minnesota Frost. That series is tied 2-2, and the final game is going to take place tomorrow evening. And it's been a really exciting series from the bits and pieces that I've caught. In game 1, Laura Stacey netted the first ever playoff hat trick in the PWHL. Minnesota still won that game in overtime with a final score of 5-4. Game 2 was a goalie duel for the ages. The game went to triple OT with neither team scoring.
Oh, God.
It was grueling. In the Victoire net, Anne-Marie Debian made 38 saves over 104 minutes of play. Maddie Rooney for the Frost faced 52 shots and saved 51 of them. The only shot that went in was a sudden death game winner scored by Captain Clutch herself, Marie-Philippe Poulin. And it was like a blazing one-timer a pass from Abby Ruck, and she looked so relieved. It must have been so fucking exhausted.
We saw that. We saw that live.
We did
somehow.
We did. We tuned in near the end, and we were like, "Oh shit, this is way late into overtime."
No, and the celebration was her just being like, "Yes, it's finally over."
Oh my God, she was just like the most exhausted smile I've ever seen in my life. She just looked like she went boneless against the glass when everyone sort of collapsed on her. The Victoire also took game 3 after Maggie Flaherty and Haley Skamura scored 24 seconds apart early in the second period. Montreal ended up keeping that game to 2-1, but the Frost came back to even up the series in game 4. And so it's tied 2 apiece. I would really like to see Montreal take this series. The Minnesota Frost has won the Walter Cup the last 2 years in a row.
They're kind of a force, yeah.
They are. And I would like to see Montreal make it to the finals and just take Minnesota out of the equation altogether so they can't do a 3-peat.
Yeah, you just are real anti-Minnesota, though.
I mean, nothing against the ladies, but yeah, I guess the Wilds have left a bad taste in my mouth.
Yeah.
So the Minnesota Frost Gatorade won't wash out. I'm sorry. Their logo looks like a Gatorade thing and I can't unsee it.
Nope, it sure does.
And then just back to the NHL real quick. We have some follow up on some of the discipline stuff we talked about. Ridley Greig had his hearing for sucker punching Sean Walker in the first round, and he has been suspended for 2 regular season games. So he'll miss those at the start of next season. And then Charlie McAvoy has his in-person hearing scheduled for tomorrow. So we'll find out about his travails later on.
All right.
Nate McKinnon has been Nate McKinnoning extra hard this week.
As one does.
As one does. First, he was in a press conference with Gabe Landeskog and proceeded to intensely compliment Gabe until Gabe said, that's enough. And then he just kept going anyway.
Yeah, it was like he just wanted to say those words.
He just needed to.
He's like, I'm not going to stop until I really just capture it. My words aren't getting there, so I'm going to keep saying them.
Yeah, he's like, and also he's a perfect human. He's like, please stop. I am begging you. It was great. And then someone posted a video from a hotel room of a swimmer in a pool and captioned it, "The Minnesota Wild cannot lose this series to Nathan McKinnon. He swims in a hotel pool with flippers and goggles." And the video does, in fact, show a man slowly kicking through the pool looking through a swim mask. And Nate did confirm that it is him in the video. Bednar joked about spies in the hotel. And just like the weirdness of the Colorado press, like they wrote articles about like the tone of the tweet and the this and the that, and like people were making fun of him. It was clearly a lighthearted tweet.
Oh my God.
And like they like brought it up in like a press conference to him and they're like, don't worry, the internet had your back. And he was like, okay, thanks, I guess.
So weird.
So weird, so off-putting. Anyway, it was funny. I gotta show you the video. It's very entertaining.
Yeah. No, I can totally see him, with the flippers, and I'm sure he's got a good reason for it. And you could make a funny sketch out of that.
You totally could. Yeah, it's probably some kind of breath control thing or something.
Yep.
So he was just going around slow. He wasn't like doing laps with flippers or anything. Although that would be fucking funny. So,
but he is packing that shit in his suitcase.
I mean, for sure.
You can't get flippers at the front desk.
Or the trainers are bringing it around for him.
Oh, that's true.
Which is maybe even weirder.
It's like, hey, can you get me some flippers?
No, and he had like a full on like swim mask on too.
Yeah.
It was great. I what a weirdo. And then finally, the quote of the week goes to Juraj Slafkovský of the Montreal Canadiens. He was getting interviewed and a reporter asked how he was doing after a fight early in the series against Tampa where he took a big hit to the head. Slav replied, "I think I'm good, I can't really get much dumber."
Yeah.
And we just stay in a self-aware man.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's great.
It's so great. It was just so funny.
There's been a lot of
what he was doing too.
Yeah. There's been a lot of really funny post conferences here with the playoffs. The Lion, what's his name?
Alex Lyon. Yeah.
He said he's an amorphous blob.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Yep.
Yeah. What was that context about that
like
again?
how he's an old dude and can kind of fit into any teams and figure out where he fits and just kind of make it happen.
I said when you told me that, and I'll say it again, I'm ready for a Devin Cooley, Alex Lyon goalie tandem.
Yeah.
It would be the weirdest, driest, most existential
That would be great.
goalie tandem of all time.
They could write a dual biography or autobiography or like self-help book or
like a
something.
philosophy book.
Yeah.
I would read it. Like, I feel like it would fix my life.
It might.
I'm into it. I love it. I'm gonna start my own team. I'm gonna draft them to be my weird goalies.
Absolutely.
So, maybe that's a game. Maybe we just pull together our own vibes-based team.
Vibes-based only.
All right. And then finally, before we get into the playoff stuff, we have a little bit of an end of the season report for the Stars. So just because the Dallas Stars are out of the playoffs, it doesn't mean I'm going to stop talking about them.
Yep, it sure doesn't, does it?
No, it never does. First, I received a very nice autographed card from Maverick Bork in the mail this week. I mean,
Thanks, Maverick.
Like not from him, like from the Dallas Stars Foundation, because I donated money when he got his hat trick.
Right.
But that was lovely. And then the boys have done their end of season wrap up where the boys gave their exit interviews. And I'm going to be real, I have not watched those yet. It usually takes me a few weeks before I'm in like the mind frame to be able to deal with all of that. But I have read some quotes, so I know some of the basics. Otter wasn't happy with the season. Jamie isn't sure yet if he's coming back. Tyler Seguin anticipates that he'll be ready to go by training camp.
No, he won't.
I think he will. Anyway. And they're working on finding a number that everyone is happy with for the Robo contract. But the big news was the cavalcade of injuries. So first I want to note that immediately after the playoffs, Mikko Rantanen said that he was not injured. And I said on the podcast last week that he was clearly injured. And I'm not the only person who was thinking it, but let's just put a pin in that for now. So Dallas was a little different with their injury report this year.
Okay.
Most people just give the injuries that happened during the playoffs.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Dallas just did an injury list of like everything that happened in the whole season, like starting with Jamie Benn getting a concussion and a punctured lung in training camp.
So they're doing the, hey, it wasn't our fault thing.
I mean, that's like what people sort of looked at it as. I didn't really either. Like, I didn't really, just because I just thought it was interesting.
No, they've been injured all year long. And it is interesting because it's like lower body injury. Like that could be upwards of 4 or 5 things probably.
We did get more details on some of the injuries for sure than we had before. So there was that. And yeah, I mean, there were definitely people who just thought the Stars were being messy bitches. Like, it wasn't our fault. We were super injured. In fact, look at how injured we've been forever. And it's just like, no, it's context. So just to put it all in perspective, at least 17 key players missed significant time during the regular season. An NHL roster is 23 players. So this means 3/4 of our roster missed some games.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Seems like a lot.
That's a whole lot. So from the least to most games missed, Miro Heiskanen only missed 3 games with a torn oblique.
Okay.
Not fun. Sam Steele missed 9 games with a groin injury. Oscar Beck missed 10 with a wrist injury. Thomas Harley missed 12 games with a broken foot.
Yeah.
Yeah, people who have been talking about his skating being slow and looking off this year can fuck off.
Well, yeah, you skate like an old man when you're skating on a broken foot.
And when you're an old man, which he is. Jamie Benn missed 22 games with punctured lung and a concussion.
We knew this, though.
We did. Roope Hintz missed 24 games, 4 due to illness, and then 20 with a torn hamstring.
Okay.
Nils Lundqvist missed 25 games with a fractured leg and ankle, or leg/ankle. They're not super like.
Yeah, I don't need to know like which bone segment broke.
Exactly. Matt Duchene missed 25 games with a concussion. Adam Ernie probably missed approximately 30 games. It's like hard to tell because he had multiple times when he was out, and then sometimes he's a healthy scratch and sometimes he's not.
Oh, okay.
But he had an MCL sprain, and
I just learned what that was like last week.
Yeah, no, you were like, that's a whole other ligament.
Yep.
Leon Bichel missed 31 games with a fractured leg/ankle.
Gotta put that plate back in.
I know. And then Tyler Seguin missed 55 games with a torn ACL.
I mean, he basically didn't play.
So we started the season already down Jamie Benn and Oscar Beck. Beck didn't make his season debut until October 26th. And then he promptly injured himself and missed 2 more games, and then didn't come back till November 1st. Jamie Benn did not come back until November 18th. But by the time he came back in, we had already lost Nils Lundqvist to his fractured leg on October 16th. And he stayed out through December 7th. And then by the time he came back, Tyler Seguin was out with his season-ending torn ACL. So we literally never, like, I thought there was at least one point where things lined up where we had a healthy lineup. We literally never had a healthy lineup. Nobody was ever healthy all at the same time.
I see. Did you put like the Gantt chart together to like?
I just looked at days. I don't know what that means. And then there were a lot of times that we were missing multiple people at the same time. So there was a stretch from November 13th through December 6th when we were missing Leon Bichel and Nils Lundqvist, who both had fractured legs, and Thomas Arley, who had a broken ankle. So that's like 3 of our top 5 defensemen out with like broken.
Out with broken. Yeah.
Like, that's a lot.
I believe that is.
So to have that happen like all year, so you're relying on your sort of, not top players to fill in the voids. You're bringing up players from the AHL. Your top guys are missing time. They're still injured. Your other guys are fucking exhausted. Like, no wonder we were out of gas by the end of the season.
All right. So the defense can rest its case now?
I'm not even lawyering. I'm just like, this is just what it is. Like, we did remarkably well this season considering everything that we faced. And like, people can think what they want to think, but like, I know the truth. And like, if you want to be stupid, that's on you. So like, you can think things and you can be wrong, and that's not my business.
Yeah, no, I mean, throughout the season, right? It was never like the full team, and like who's playing. Like, how do you develop that kind of like line chemistry when your line is like,
like, hey, it's that guy.
Yeah, they've called out sick to work and you're like, oh, it's going to be somebody else.
Yeah, it's like next man up from a different team because we ran out of players.
Right.
Like next man up from Austin. It's not even like next man up from like the healthy scratches. It's literally insane.
Shout out to Next Man Up. I missed that channel.
I know, I do too.
We basically stopped watching hockey psychology at this point.
And this wasn't even a comprehensive list, by the way. I don't have like Nate Bastian on here with his broken finger.
Well, now you do.
Well, now I do. No, there's like other stuff too. I mean, it was literally crazy.
No, definitely. It was like you never knew which team you were getting.
Yeah.
And who was going to be where and what was going to go on. So, yeah.
I mean, honestly, if we had won the cup this year, it would have been very confusing because we would have been like, how?
Yeah. Well, I mean, like we said throughout the year, I think they showed that they can play with the injuries and like the team's good regardless of losing people. But at a certain point, you just run out of gas,
Exactly. Yeah. It just takes a toll on you. And Tyler Seguin said that maybe this was kind of a blessing in disguise and people would have a whole summer to get healthy.
Yeah.
Which is what I've been saying. And so Tyler Seguin and I are in agreement, which can only mean the world's about to end.
Well,
because we're both too chaotic to agree on anything. That's an issue. All right. So yeah, this is why it took me so long to prepare for the podcast. There's a lot of information this week.
A lot of info.
So are you ready to talk about the playoffs?
I guess so.
All right.
I thought we already were.
No, not yet. That's just the lead up. Now we're going to talk about the actual playoffs themselves.
Oh boy. Here we go.
When we recorded last week, all of the second round matchups except one had been set. We were still waiting to see who would take Game 7 in the battle between Tampa and Montreal. And last Sunday, that series finally came to an end, and it was an exciting game. Montreal had the first goal late in the first period, and then Tampa tied it up 15 minutes into the second. But halfway through the third, Montreal scored again, and they managed to keep that lead and hold on for a 2-1 victory. And on paper, that doesn't necessarily sound super exciting, but it was surprisingly gripping to watch.
Yeah.
Jakub Dobeš had a masterclass of a game. He stopped 28 of 29 shots, and some of the saves were like really spectacular. Like if you watch the highlights, it's just like save. Like I think in the second period especially, because the Habs did not have a single shot on goal in the second period.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
It was just all...
They created like some like historical record by like how little they shot.
Well, yeah, they ended up in the entire game, they only had 9 shots on goal.
Oof.
So that's the lowest number of shots in a Game 7 in the salary cap era. The old record was 11 shots in a playoff game by the Islanders against the Capitals in 2015. So, yeah. So, that's where the excitement came in, is like they won a Game 7.
They won a Game 7.
9 shots on goal, and their goalie just absolutely like on fire.
Yeah.
So, it was really cool.
No, very cool.
So, yeah, and I think that might have been the game where Dobeš said Martin St. Louis gave them like a fucking amazing pep talk ahead of time and fired them the fuck up. So
that dude's apparently great in the locker room.
Yeah, I mean, that's awesome. So, yeah, so that resolved that. And we had our final round 1 matchup put to rest.
And
so
Tampa's going home.
Tampa went home.
And they were fine with it. And John Cooper was great. John
Cooper was like, the hockey gods were against us. And Andrei Vasilevsky is like, there's no such thing as hockey gods. Our offense sucks. And that's why he's cool.
Yep.
So the Montreal Canadiens versus Buffalo, that is going on now. So that series is currently 1-1. This is the thing I'm learning right now, is that Buffalo has a player that I am finding very interesting. And his name is Zach Benson. He's 5'10". He's a good player. He's a very hard worker. And apparently he's a very proud rat man. Like he really embraces that about himself. And you know how I feel about a little rat man.
You like short hockey players. And if they're ratty, then I mean, what are you going to do?
I like a tiny ratty hockey player.
Yeah.
Like I just want them to do that.
Yeah.
So he was kind of a breakout star in round 1 against Boston, and I've been noticing him more and more during the playoffs. He also has really long eyelashes, so it always looks like he's wearing eyeliner, so I can actually tell who he is on the ice.
Man, I feel like
his face.
I feel like I used to have that problem in high school. Anyway.
Yeah. Nice problem to have.
Well, yeah. Now I just cut him short.
Anyway, I don't know much about him yet, so I'm hoping that people will drop me Zach Benson lore on Tumblr because he just seems delightful. I'm just like a little miscreant.
I'm sure there's a community waiting to.
I'm very excited to learn more about him because he just seems very feisty in all of the ways that I enjoy. So Game 1 of the series took place on Wednesday, and Buffalo won 4-2. Benson had assists on the first 2 Buffalo goals, and he was pretty much 90% responsible for the first goal. Buffalo did not look great in game 2. They lost 5-1, and Benson was the only person who scored a goal in that game. And it came on the tail end of a shift where he played just like an absolute maniac and like stripped a puck off of somebody and then like kept it in, like passed it to somebody else and then got himself in front of the net and then scored the goal. Like it was very much an I'll do it myself kind of goal.
Love it.
Which is great. And then he's also, he draws a lot of penalties. You know, he's a little shithead, which is great. There was a nice moment in the game where late in the second period, there's this really chaotic scramble in front of the net and a lot of bodies were tangled up. So Zach Benson went down on the ice under Mike Matheson from Montreal. And at first Matheson like punched him, but then Matheson, I guess, realized there were so many people around him and things were getting dangerous. And Matheson used his like entire body to protect Zach Benson's head because Zach Benson got like kicked in the head and he would have definitely taken more skates to the head. Matheson ended up getting like kicked in the head a couple times because he couldn't use his own hands to protect himself because he was protecting Benson. And everyone was like, that's so nice. Like, what great sportsmanship. And then at the end of the third period, Zach Benson got a penalty for cross-checking Matheson in the back a bunch of times. So I just like, that's hockey, man. That's just the duality of man. Yeah, it's like, I'm going to sacrifice myself to save your stupid little head. And then it's like, I'm going to cross-check the shit out of you. Thanks, man.
Yep. No,
like,
that's pretty funny.
It's so good. It's so good. Like, I don't even know if Zach Benson like knew about any of that. Like, I don't think the clip came out till a day later, but everyone's like, oh, that's so nice. What a nice man.
I'm sure he's not on the ice being like, don't worry, buddy. I got you. I'm going to keep you so you don't get kicked in the head. Like, I'm sure those are not the words coming out of his mouth.
I'm sure he probably was like, why is this man on top of me? Like, let me the fuck up. Yeah. So it was great. I just loved it. So I think it's too early in the series for me to say who's looking the best right now. I'm probably happy with whoever goes through. I like Montreal a lot. They're like a fun young team.
Yep.
But I'm probably still leaning towards Buffalo a little bit because A, I love a Cinderella story, and B, I have a new little rat friend.
Yeah, yeah. And, you know, I don't know. I feel like they can actually get the job done. I don't feel like Montreal can get the job done.
They really did have to give a lot to get through Tampa. So Buffalo might just be a little fresher.
Yep.
So we'll see. All right. We're going to head west for a minute.
All right. Let's head west.
We're going to check on my enemies.
All right.
So first, we'll talk about the matchup between the Colorado Avalanche and the Minnesota Wild.
Oh, I thought we were going to talk about Mark Stone.
No, he hasn't really been pissing me off, so it's fine.
Okay.
So, I mean, as we all know, I'm a diehard Dallas Stars fan, but I can generally find reasons to cheer for most teams. In this series, I am cheering for Scott Wedgwood and Scott Wedgwood only.
Absolutely.
My goodwill towards him does not extend towards the rest of the Avalanche. If there's a way for the series to end where only Scott Wedgwood wins and the rest of the teams don't, that would be my ideal
Scott
outcome.
Wedgwood moves on.
Exactly. The best way to describe the first game in this series would be oops, all goals. The Wild had 6 goals, and you might be thinking, wow, they must have had a really decisive victory. No, they lost that one because the Avalanche scored 9 goals.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? Like, we put that game on and we're like, what's happening? Like, it was like halfway through the first one you put it on. It was already like 3-2 or something.
Yeah, yeah.
It was nuts. So both goalies stayed in net the whole time. There was
Well, that's good. You usually want them in there.
Yeah, but they didn't get pulled. It was basically, I think after your point, they're just like, okay, it's going to just be oops, all goals.
Oh, right,
Let's just get it all in. So, yeah, they had Wallstead in for the Wild and Wedgwood in for the Avs. And then when game 2 came around, the Avs stuck with Wedgwood, but the Wild made a switch and put in Philip Gustafsson over Wallstead. And the Avs did win this game, so they made a good call with their goalie. Mm-hmm. But then last night, the Wild got some revenge. Wedgwood let 3 goals in by partway through the second. And while they weren't all his fault, Bednar went ahead and made a goalie switch at that point to try and change up the momentum. But it didn't work, and the Wild won that game 5-1. So as the series stands, it is Colorado 2 games, Wild 1 game.
All right.
It still really feels like anyone's series to me, but like honestly, any team out of the West is basically like an NPC to me right now. Like, okay. I just don't care.
Yeah.
I just don't care. Like, sure. I don't have any like emotional investment in it. It's just like whatever.
Right. Well, I don't know. I think Minnesota looks really good. I think Colorado looks like they usually do, so which is good, but it's kind of different vibe, I guess. I think if Colorado like makes it to the finals or whatever, and then like Carolina's in the finals, like we could go see Stankoven down the street, maybe. You could wear your Whalers jersey.
Oh, you make a very compelling argument. You do make a very compelling argument.
Right? If Minnesota wins, we're going to have to go to what? Minneapolis, St. Paul, one of them.
No, I'm not leaving the state for playoffs this year.
All right.
No, I'll only leave the state if it's in Dallas or Philly.
Yeah, right.
But no, you're right. If Colorado makes it to the finals and Carolina makes it to the finals, okay, I like that. All right.
We could go root against Colorado.
Listen, anytime I can root against Colorado, I'm in it. So that's fine. And then people will be like, oh, that's a cool jersey, because people like a Whalers jersey no matter what. I'll be like, thanks, I'm a Stars fan.
Thanks. I left my Jamie Benn jersey at home today.
No, I'll wear my Jamie Benn jersey under it.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. So our other series in the West is the Vegas Golden Knights versus the Anaheim Ducks. It's like Disney versus the medieval times restaurant chain.
Right. And well, this one, you know how you're just rooting for Wedgwood. I'm just rooting for Torts.
I mean, exactly. Like, who else is there to root for?
Maybe
nobody else.
Maybe Mitch Marner a little bit.
I mean, it is nice to see him having his hot girl playoffs.
Yeah.
Like, good for him. So, I mean, really, he was always going to be the big story out of Vegas in the postseason, because everyone wanted to see how he would perform in his first playoffs post Leafs. And he was a really consistent player in the first round against the Mammoth. He scored at least 1 point in every game except for one. And he is also looking super solid in round 2 so far. After registering a goal and an assist in game 1 in the series, he had a 4-point night in game 3 where he scored his first career playoff hat trick. What is up, bitches?
Yeah.
It was good too. Like, he looked good. Like,
he looked kind of happy about getting a hat trick.
He really did.
Unlike, you know, how miffed everyone looks when they get hat tricks, but he looked at
peace. Like, he wasn't like, hell yeah, but he was just like, guys, I think I'm good at hockey.
Yeah, he felt settled in his smile.
There was like vindication or something, or validation.
Yeah.
It was just like a really nice like healing moment or something.
Exactly.
And yeah, he's just been on fire. He has 13 points in the last 9 games with 6 goals and 7 assists. So he's one of the points leaders this playoffs. The sole leader is Kirill Kaprizov with 14 points. And then Mitch Marner and Quinn Hughes are tied for second with 13 points. Like, so he's not just like doing well in the playoffs. Like, he's crushing playoffs. He's doing really well.
That's what I've always said. He shows up in playoffs.
I mean, that's the rumor.
Yeah.
You know what they say? That Mitch Marner, he sure is clutch in the playoff
That's where
scenario.
You want. Yeah. Regular season, whatever.
He shows
playoffs,
up for big games.
Yeah,
that guy. Tortorella continues to be a Mitchie defender too. I guess the press kind of brought up his whole, you know, playoff situation and how people feel about him. And he said, you guys don't see the stuff he does. People here, people in Toronto, they don't see any of the things he brings to a game, even if he doesn't score a goal. So that narrative is a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah.
And it's like, fuck yeah, Torts.
That's what we need from Torts.
So anyway, I once again do not care who does what in the series.
Yeah, I don't, whatever.
Like, Torts and like half a Mitch. Because I do still think Mitch is a twert, but I am happy for him.
Yeah, of course.
Because other people are salty and that entertains me.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right. So while all of these other losers in round 2 are at most 3 games deep, the Carolina Hurricanes have gone on a speed run and they already are finished with round 2.
Yeah, they were
what
like,
the fuck?
They're like, no, we need rest.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, we're good. So much like they swept the Ottawa Senators in round 1, they swept our beloved Flyers in round 2.
Well, you know,
these things happen.
That was kind of gonna happen.
I mean, our boys put up a valiant fight, but they're just no match for the tiny juggernaut that is Logan Stankoven and pals. Carolina also had some outstanding goaltending. Freddie Anderson has looked fantastic.
Sure. I mean, goaltending seems really important in the playoffs.
It's been really, really key. You know, Freddie started out with a 3-0 shutout in game 1, and 2 of the goals in that game came from Stankoven. So those two are kind of battling it out for the Conn Smythe right now, in my opinion.
Sure.
In game 2, the Flyers did get on the board first with 2 quick goals in the first period. Jamie Drysdale had an absolute laser, and then there was a net front goal from Coots. The Canes scored near the end of the first, and then the Flyers did a good job shutting them down for a long time, but Seth Jarvis tied up the game halfway through the third. They did push it into overtime, but Taylor Hall scored the game winner for the Canes.
Yeah. The Flyers were like, oh, let's go to overtime. That's where we feel comfortable. And they're like, all right, guys, 5-on-5. And they're like, wait, what?
Yeah. No, they're like, wait, it's not 3-on-3? Oh, there's no shootout? Fuck.
Oh, fuck.
I forgot about the no shootout.
This isn't going to go well for us.
Oh, no. Trevor's just like, I'm ready. Put me in, coach. He's like, nah, man.
Don't work that way.
Oh, boy. Game 3 was a bit of a letdown. We lost 4-1 in large part because we were outshot 31-19.
Yeah.
So it's hard to get goals when you aren't shooting the puck.
And I feel like the getting to 19 was like later in the game. Like it was real low for a long time.
It was like 11 for like most of the game, it felt like.
Yeah.
So yeah, there was a big stretch. Tocchet mixed some things up in game 4. He scratched Michkov because that's what he likes to do.
Yep, exactly. Make an example of him.
Yeah, because, show up to camp next year on time, fatty.
Yep.
Like, and then he put in Jet Lushenko, so he at least got to have a playoff debut.
That is pretty cool for Jet.
That is.
We like him.
The Flyers did manage to push that game into OT as well, but Jackson Blake scored the series winner, and that was that. The Hurricanes are just the 5th team in NHL history to start the playoffs with wins in their first 8 games. The last time a team accomplished this feat was the Edmonton Oilers in 1985. So I was 4 years old the last time this happened, and I'm old as fuck. So
that was yeah, right?
Yeah, that's like 41 years ago.
Right. It was like Connor McDavid's rookie year.
No, that's Brent Burns. That's funnier if it's Brent Burns.
Oh, well, I don't have that kind of knowledge.
Yeah, no. All right. So we have to say goodbye to the Flyers, but I think that they have a lot to be proud of this season.
Yeah, right. They made it to the second round of the playoffs.
The second round of the playoffs.
Are you kidding me?
They got swept, but they pushed 2 games to OT, so that's pretty good.
Yeah.
And like a lot of them, it was their first time having playoff experience.
Right.
And some of the ones that did have it had only been like one time when they were babies.
Yeah, no, it was a great outing for the team. I thought that was good under the belt experience for and the announcers wouldn't shut up about how young everybody was.
I know.
They're like, this kid's 18, he's 19, he's 20. The whole team is young. And then there's Coots.
and then Methuselah. Methuselah Couturier.
Coots went full playoff mode too. I thought
he did. He looked great.
He was doing all the hardworking stuff you want like a senior leader to do.
Yeah, no, he was getting in there. He was getting grimy. He was hitting. He was hustling.
Winning all the faceoffs.
TK was trying so hard.
Oh, man. That dude grips the stick too tight.
I think so.
Yep.
I think Teeks has got to get like a sports psychologist or something.
He does.
So, yeah, that's where we are with the playoffs right now. And I just want to give everyone a heads up that we will once again not be recording next weekend. I have family coming in from out of town again. So once again, our podcast studio will be turning back into a half-assed attempt at a guest room. But hopefully the extra time away will allow the playoffs to catch up.
Sure. Oh, yeah.
These 3 other series can catch up to the Hurricanes. Like the Hurricanes are going to maybe go have a little Cabo trip or something.
Right. Maybe they could go to the Sphere and see a concert or something.
Yeah, I wonder if U2 is going to be playing. They just need to, a lot of people are like, oh, that could be bad for them because they could get rusty.
I don't think it's bad for them.
I don't think it's bad for them. I think that this is really good. I mean, again, look how much I've been talking about the toll the last 3 years has taken on the Stars.
Right.
The Canes have also gone deep the last several years. They've also gone to the conference finals in the East. And I think rest is good for them right now.
I think that makes them stronger. We heard somebody who used to play with Brind'Amour talking about how Brind'Amour was never not working out all the time. And I feel like that team, it's we've got more time to work out and get stronger and practice. Hell yeah, let's go.
No, there's that famous story of him dragging an exercise bike into the sauna.
Right.
He's a crazy person.
I think
you know that they're all going to be in the gym 24/7.
Yeah, they've all bought into whatever it is he's selling.
Yeah,
obviously for years. And that's not good if you're giving them rest. That's my MIHO.
I'm right there with you. I think that they are already dangerous, and I think they could be a lot more dangerous if
they haven't lost a game yet.
They have not lost a game yet. Wouldn't it be crazy if they swept their way all the way to the playoffs?
That'd be amazing.
It'd be so cool.
Well, get on it, Stankoven.
I mean, he's doing his best. He's carrying that team, and he's just a little guy.
He's just a little guy.
He's just a little guy, but he's real strong. He's like an ant. He can lift like 10 million times his body weight or whatever it is.
Oh, we need like a David Attenborough overview.
Well, I know we do.
Voiceover.
It would be great. So, yeah. So anyway, we'll catch you guys in 2 weeks, and we will know then a lot more about the playoffs.
Did I say Attenberg?
Possibly.
Oh, man.
No, I think you said Attenborough.
All right, fair enough.
I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Anyway,
it's fine.
He's obviously 100 if you hadn't heard.
I hadn't, but I'm not surprised.
Oh my God, really?
So he's almost as old as I am?
The news is everywhere.
Oh, all right. Well, yeah. So almost as old as I am.
Yeah.
Good to know. And that's the end of regulation for this week's episode of Ice is Slippery. You can find us on Tumblr, Blue Sky, TikTok, and Instagram at iceisslipperypod. You can also email us at iceisslipperypod@gmail.com, where we'd love to get suggestions for games and hear your hockey hot takes. Until next week, stay out of the penalty box.